Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. This is Wild West '08 with level 390. Nice round number. And to celebrate that, I have my good pal KooshMoose with me tonight. How are you doing, bud?
Hello, I'm doing well. Excited to talk about games.
Games and even numbers that make your heart aflutter and all that stuff.
Yeah. Uh,
How was your
well, I'm
week?
not.
Or 2 weeks, I guess.
It's been a while.
It feels like a lot happened in the last 2 weeks for myself, but how was the last 2 weeks for you?
Last 2 weeks were fine. Got a bunch of gaming in, making progress. Towerborn just got achievements, so I fired that up today and just basked in the glory of 20 achievements just washing over my face.
Oh, was it like an auto, not an auto pop, but like a pop because you had stuff done
Exactly.
already?
Yeah. Preview, and they didn't have achievements. I was just earning achievements but not getting them. And then once they added those, they're retroactive. And so yeah, I launched the game today. I saw that the achievements were added, and just boom, 20 achievements. And I've got a bit more to do in the game, but I'm excited that now that it has achievements, maybe I can actually get a group together and go do some of that. Not that it requires a grouping, just it'd be more fun. It's a fun little beat 'em up. So if you haven't checked it out, now it's achievement, so that's a good reason for you to go there if you have Game Pass. So
Did I'm curious, did anyone auto pop or pop, whatever you want to call it, did anybody get all of them done in one
oh
go?
yeah. There's several. Let's see, what is the current stat for Towerborn is 15 completions.
So 15-ish people got
15
all
people
the
did
units on
did
one.
all the things, and no one that I know.
Hmm. That'd be pretty cool. You just put a bunch of hours in there, and then one day you pop it, and it's like boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
just load it up and you're done. Yeah, it's got as of today, it has 866 starters as well.
Not bad. Seems like it'd be a little bit more, but maybe I know that a lot of people aren't a big fan of the game preview games, so
Yeah,
maybe that number will rise.
it's a game you could have started to and just been like, yeah, and not had any achievements, even if you just played it just for a little bit. I believe I'd have to go look exactly at the achievements to see.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would take a little bit. It wouldn't take much. I mean, complete 5 missions. That's probably the easiest, or one of the easiest, even though it's not the lowest ratio. But
the ratios probably be out of whack for a little bit until more people
yeah,
start it with achievements, and then it'll probably normalize. But
yeah, we'll see that settle.
yeah, well, after all the fun from the last time, dealing with the flu and everything, I ended up catching it later that week.
Oof.
So we ended up having to rebook all our Disney stuff, and that's been a big hassle. But we got everything changed for a later date, and everyone got healthy and got back to normal life. So that's happy to get that done with, because I told my wife, I was like, that just kind of wrecked our family there for like a week and a half. It was just, it's not
Was,
fun. Like, luckily we didn't both like get really bad at the same time, but when
mhm.
we were both still not feeling good at the same time, and it's hard when you're trying to be parents and you're
Yeah, and both
both
sick
not
at the same
great.
time. That's
But got a lot of gaming in. Got to finish a big game that I'll talk about later here. So we can segue into the news first. Before we kind of get into a few of the bullet points, I did catch at the last minute that the Jurassic Park Classic Game Collection is getting delisted on Tuesday, March 31st. So if you are interested in it, which I picked it up when it had, I think, its first sale, because I had it wishlisted. So I think the price that they had was a little bit high. Let me see, because it's limited run games. It's $30 normally, as I'm looking at it right now. They had it on sale for $7.49,
mhm.
and I had it on my wish list on Xbox and TA. And so I picked it up at that price because I was like, I don't think it's going to really get much cheaper. And I'm glad I did, because like a few weeks later, they came out with the news that it was going to be delisted. So, which is kind of weird.
Those are the management type games, right?
No, these are the old like Super Nintendo games collection.
Mm.
So,
I don't remember what kind of genre would you call those?
I don't know, like run and gun maybe.
Really?
I don't know if that would even be the case. It's been a long time. I haven't played all of them. but I did remember playing some with my cousin, some of the different ones with my cousin, and
Huh.
I don't know. I'm guessing sounds like you haven't played them at all.
No, not at all. I just assumed I assumed that they were all like Sim Park or whatever, just
No, no, none of these are sim
management
parks. No.
classic games collection.
Yeah, I could look at the trailer for it and kind of see. I accidentally clicked out of it, so I'm pulling it back up
Oh
right now.
wow. Yeah, this is definitely
I don't know if you would call that run and gun. I was trying to think of what you would call it, but
oh wow. Yeah,
other than
adventure
straight
action
adventure
platformer. Yeah.
platformer, yeah. Anyway, so you got about a month left, a little over a month to get it before it gets delisted. I don't know if it's just a copyright issue or something, but yeah, it's your warning. Maybe we'll give you another one in the future. Who knows what will end up happening from there? But I guess you watched a showcase, or
I
maybe you just
sort
saw
of
the
did.
videos
I sort of
from
did.
our competitors in quotes, air quotes there.
Yeah, I had to go do errands or something. I can't remember what I was doing, but like I was leaving the house after it started and I was like 5 minutes into it and I had to leave. And I was like, darn it. So I didn't make a big deal about it on Discord because I didn't want to hype it up and then not be there to make fun of it. So what's nice about these is a lot of times we'll see stuff that's coming to Xbox or, they don't announce it and say, oh, this is also Xbox, because it's a Sony show and they don't want to, admit that Xbox even exists sometimes. So even though these things could be simultaneous release, they could be, a 1 year exclusivity period, as they like to do. It is nice that we do get to see some stuff that could be coming to us. And I saw two things that I was very excited about. One is a sequel to Kena Bridge of Memories. I can't remember exactly. It was a great game. It's a shame I can't remember the name of it. It is Kena Bridge of Spirits is what I should have been remembering. In any case, the sequel is called Kena Scars of Cosmora. And man, the game just looks so good. The first game looked amazing. It looked like a Pixar movie. The combat was kind of so-so. And hopefully the combat has gotten better. Hopefully they just reiterated, and this is really, I think someone else mentioned the Assassin's Creed 2 of this series. It would be great if they really just kind of figured everything out, ironed out all the wrinkles, and we get like the real game, the real polished experience in the sequel. So I'm looking forward to that one. There were some other things. Maybe we'll get Death Stranding 2, which looks very actiony, way more than I thought for a game where it's all about putting things on your back and walking around. That game looks like it has a lot of combat. I don't know if you've seen, there is a tremendous boss fight with the pizza boss for Death Stranding 2. You have to see. It's like this kung fu pizza fight. It's amazing. And I'm like, how is this a game? But it is. There's also a Control Resonant trailer that was shown. I didn't pay too much attention to that. Beast of Reincarnation was shown. But the thing that really got me, I'm slowly scrolling. I guess technically there were four things. There was some Legacy of Kain news. Legacy of Kain Ascendance and also Defiance Remastered are also coming out to Xbox. I think they're going to be at the same time. And that's in maybe March is when we're going to see some of that. I'm not sure. I guess technically there was another thing. Sorry. John Wick. It's also a John Wick game.
John Wick.
That doesn't evolve a hex grid. It's John Wick doing John Wick type things. He's doing gun fu. He's, throwing guns. He's shooting bullets. He's punching people with bullets. It's very, very much John Wick. I didn't see any dogs. So I'm interested in seeing what that is. It's probably very early on at that point. And then the thing I'm trying to get to, but I can't seem to get to it. But here it is. Belmont's Curse, Castlevania Belmont's Curse, a new Castlevania game developed by Evil Empire and also Motion Twin. Now, Motion Twin is the developer of Dead Cells, and Evil Empire, I was working with them also for what else? I forget what else they worked on. In any case, they worked together, I guess, on Dead Cells content and also the Castlevania crossover, maybe even Rogue Prince of Persia. I'm not sure. In any case, it's that combat, it's that animation that's just so good. I'm really excited about this, and I hope to see good things coming from Castlevania Belmont's Curse. Did you catch any of this? I know you did. You said you didn't catch it at the time, but have you seen it? I know it's been a week.
The only thing I watched, like I shared in the pre-show, was just the John Wick trailer because I happened to be on YouTube looking up, seeing if there was anything I wanted to watch on there, and I saw the trailer for it right front and center. So I was like, "Ooh, that looks fun." I know there's games on there as I'm looking through the list that you shared with me that looks interesting. Obviously, Control is a no-brainer for me. The other one is I'm kind of done with looking at the new 007 game. I just kind of want to wait for it to come out. I don't need to see more and more stuff for it. But no, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I have the Death Stranding game I want to play sometime. It's on my backlog list. I have not done the Kena or Canis game yet. So can't get excited for that. And then I'm not a big Resident Evil or Castlevania person. So it looks more like it's up your alley than mine for this list. But yeah, check it out. There's a bunch of new trailers on there. So
yeah, and I guess one other thing that's unique is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 2, Volume 2. Apparently that brings Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots off of PlayStation 3. Maybe it's a PlayStation 3 exclusive. I think that's what I heard. So finally, Xbox people get to play that.
Yep. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on there to check out. If you are into some more video game trailers and want to see some new stuff, check that out. Koosh pointed out in the pre-show that they had increased the rewards points for Xbox gift cards. If you want to take that away from me,
that's a negative thing. They didn't give us more points. They charge us more points to get the same value of gift card. So it was only like a 5%, I think, decrease in value for us. So yeah, I mean, the writing's on the wall, and it's been on the wall for a long time. At some point, this is probably going to go away or just be reduced to the point where it's really, really bad. But, I mean, free is free. So I'm still liking, and I'm trying to use this as a reminder to cash in some of my points, because over time, they're just going to go away. So, yeah, I need to maybe have another good sale come along, and I'll pick up a couple things that maybe I'm missing. Backfill the catalog even more. But yeah, so kind of sad. But yeah, so your Microsoft points that you've been accruing are now worth just a tiny bit less.
Yeah, it's always been just like, oh, I want to pick up this game, but I don't want to pay for it. So maybe I'll just get a little gift card to tie it over and whatever. But
I think the most frustrating part of it is that they don't tell you. There was like no heads up. Hey, there's going to be a price change. There's going to be this, like with Netflix increase, for instance, or some other subscription service. They'll tell you, oh, there's going to be a price increase. It would be nice if we got a little bit of a heads up. So if people were thinking about doing it, hey, they can at least slip one last, redemption in before they're devalued a little bit. But I guess whatever. What are you going to do?
Yeah. We aren't doing anything yet because either you use it or you don't use it. Like, I don't get the argument that people are like, oh, well, it's pennies on it or whatever. It's just you do it or you don't do it. Like, I do it. I don't do it every day. But if I'm in the restroom or if I'm at work and I'm bored or whatever, I might just pull it up and do it. And it's not like I'm at home, sitting there calculating like my pitch, how I can get every single cent out of it.
Yeah. So I'm not squeezing blood from a stone, but I am definitely doing my Game Pass quests daily.
Yep.
And when I remember, I go do like the basic stuff that's click here, and get a couple points. So.
Yep, exactly. And the last little bit of news that I think we'll talk about is that Xbox is killing off social clubs. Koosh put this on the list, and then he promptly remembered, wait, is there social clubs on Xbox?
Yeah, I think
he totally forgot there were, and I was like, yep. I was trying to tell him that, yep, they're still on there, and you can use them if you want. The last time I looked at it was during when I was doing the FBC fire break, because I know it kind of just the thought popped in my head. I was like, oh, there's clubs, and sometimes those clubs have the looking for group action or whatever on there, and you can post on there that you want to do it. I've never used it, but it's there, um, and everything, and so uh, you can use it. But I guess they're killing it off, so you can't use it very much anymore. It looks like April 2026, so all that stuff will be gone.
The only time I used them was when they were a Game Pass quest or they were an app achievement quest. I don't even remember, but I remember having to join a club and have joined 3 clubs or something crazy like that. So I remember I've joined a club or two, but
That's right. Yeah.
I can't remember why. But yeah, I haven't used them. I've just as I scroll through the interface, I'm like, ooh, what is this noisy area? Oh yeah, it's closed.
Yeah. So I guess enjoy them while you can. I mean, I don't know if that's going to take the every once in a while I'll get notifications when I'm watching a show or playing a game or something that says so and so's looking for a group. I don't know. If it looks like it's going to kill that off too. So I
Oh,
won't get those notifications anymore. I don't know
wasn't
if you
aware
ever
of
get
that.
those, but I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know if that's part of it or not, but I
Yeah, I
think it.
don't really get those. I think those are I forget what they call those. I think I said I didn't want to see them if I'm streaming media. So there's an option to turn that off. So I made sure that went away.
That makes sense. All right. Speaking of turning things off, Mike Pitch can turn this off because he doesn't need to hear this. February targets. This will be your last reminder, I think, from us. You have to earn 15 achievements for the gold on the Year of the Horse, which is getting 5 achievements with HORSE in the achievement or game name. You've got some shop achievements. You've got to get, I think, 6. Yep, 6 for the gold, and that's the what are you buying? And then the last one is earning less than 3 TAD, and you need to get 9 gold achievements. Should do a quick little update. I'm curious to see now who has the most on the less than 3 TAD. So there's 2,231 golds. The most person is up to 2,850 achievements.
That's not a great brag, but
It's there.
the weird flex.
I was curious. I thought I was joking about saying 1 or maybe 2, and now we're up to, someone's probably going to easily cross 3. I don't even know 4. But I'm not surprised with all those title updates and everything that's on now that a lot of
Are
achievements can
you
be earned.
are you having any problems with target number 2? The what are you buying?
Uh, I'm 1 achievement for silver, so I guess I have bronze right now. I probably am going to be starting a game tomorrow that's should satisfy that requirement as I play it. I was looking at different options on what I wanted to do, if I wanted to do it or not. The shop one's always the struggle for me because I don't really play a lot of games that involve buying things.
Yeah.
So I did get one for Far Cry 6 that I'm playing, and I think there was another one somewhere, but
I have not gotten any naturally. So I'm going to have to buckle down. This is about the point in the time in the month where I look at it. Well, maybe I got one. Yeah, I got one. Where I kind of look at it and say, okay, well, what do I need to do to get this done by the end of the month? And yeah, this one is the one that's killing me. So I'm going to have to specifically play a little bit of some games, possibly that'll get me that because it's just not happening naturally.
yeah, it's like for me, I have games that I could easily do. So if you're looking for a game that I think is pretty fun, let me pull it up real fast. But if you think I think it's pretty fun, and it's called Super Box Delivery Beyond the Horizon. I don't know if you played that at
No.
all. It's a 1 to 2 hour completion. It's got a lot of shop achievements in it, but I always try to save stuff for the future in case more stuff comes up. And so it's like I don't want to burn it right now. It's kind of my philosophy, but it does have quite a few. It's $5 when it's not on sale. I don't know how often it goes on sale. Looks like it's been on sale for $1.
And when I say I've never heard of it, I lied because I beat it. It was so memorable.
Oh, yep, you did. You're on there. You're on my list.
I just zipped right through it. I forgot all about it. I'm
You're like,
remembering it
oh,
now.
never even heard of this game, and you played
I'm
it.
remembering. I'm remembering now that I just blew through it.
You played it last year
Yeah.
too. One day, hour and 12
Yep.
minutes. Probably when you were trying to
Yep.
get to your million million gamers were
Yeah, I don't know
pushed
about that.
or
I think it
whatever.
was just like, oh, I can finish this and delete it. So let's do that.
Uh,
Wow. It's been a
speaking of,
while since I've heard a game, looked it up, and said, "Oh yeah, I beat that," and I have no idea what game that is. That's good. That feels good.
yeah. Well, you could probably look through my list, and there'd probably be a lot of stuff that I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I played that. I guess I did." But speaking of games that hopefully you didn't forget about, what have you been playing that you would like to share?
What have I been playing? Well, I know I've kind of teased it or talked about it, and then just not really given it the full review that I wanted to. And maybe some people have been wondering. MIO Memories in Orbit. So this is a Metroidvania. It's on Game Pass. So yeah, obviously people are like, why aren't you talking about it? Because that's like in both of your wheelhouses. So here we go. This is what it is. The developer Duchems. I don't know. I don't speak French. I don't even speak it badly. I just can't speak it at all. I checked that out as a translation, and it comes out to 12 tenths. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's what the internet tells me. Interesting. This is the same developer that did Shady Part of Me. I know a lot of people played that. I talked about that at one point. Yeah, I talked about that one point in time on the podcast. I still haven't completed it, but I really enjoyed the gameplay. I just thought it looked great. I thought it played really well. I was taken by the creativity of it, and so I was really impressed. And so when I saw that, oh man, this Metroidvania that looks amazing is the same developer that did Shady Part of Me, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see what they do with their third game. So spoiler, I really like MIO, Memories in Orbit. If you want to stop now and skip ahead, go right ahead. It's a great game. You play as a robot, and your name is MIO, and you kind of wake up on this ship, and you don't really know what's going on. And the process of you waking up, they have like this lo-fi platformer. So you start off the game. So don't think that what you're playing is that opening sequence. The game gets more involved than that and much prettier. But it starts off with this kind of like lo-fi platformer, real basic, kind of just jump around, kind of just learning how your double jump works. You start off with a double jump. You don't have to earn it. You're just given it. And once you complete that, you kind of come to your senses. You kind of wake up on this ship and realize that, oh man, this place is in bad shape. And thus begins the mystery that you start to unfold. Just finding out why you're there, what's going on, what's happening with I think it's five main systems on the ship that are run by different AI. And you're just trying to figure out why they're not doing what they're supposed to doing and why they're not course correcting and keeping the ship running. So that is kind of the story there. And I don't really play these games for the story. I play them for the action and the combat and the exploration and all that. And this is absolutely a Metroidvania with melee, kind of like Guacamelee was all kind of melee combat. This one's very similar. You're not going to be shooting things from far away. For the most part, it's going to be hand-to-hand combat, and you might get a move or two that allows you to kind of like zip to an enemy, but that's still kind of a melee attack that you're doing. The art style is so pretty. Everything is hand-drawn animations, and these boss fights. Oh my gosh. Some of these boss fights are so beautiful. Just the animation of this one particular boss, I'll just call it a water boss. Just his attacks and kind of the style and the flair of his different attacks, the way he kind of like indicates that he's going to do this one particular attack. It's just got so much style to it and just fluid animation. They could just be from A to B, but there's they kind of reach back to go do this strike, and then it's amazing. It's really pretty. It's really pretty is what I'm trying to say. So it's hand-drawn animations with a lot of cross-hatching. So it kind of looks just like with a pencil, and you just kind of shade off areas with cross-hatching. But you have to see this thing in action. Screenshots don't really do it justice. It's the parallax. It's kind of, and then just that hand-drawn style. Everything combined together just makes for a really beautiful experience as you're going through these levels. And there is just, there's how many different environments are there? Let's say it's like 5, 6, certainly no more than 10 different environments, I think. but you go places, and it's really very, very pretty. This is very much a game, I think, if you just play it out of the box with no customization, it's very much for Metroidvania enthusiasts, people who like their more difficult Metroidvanias, especially with the boss fights. However, don't let that deter you, because there are accessibility options that you can turn on right from the start. They don't disable achievements. And for the most part, they don't really take away from the experience too much either. There's three things as of this time. There's three main settings that you can turn on. One is a pacifist mode. Now, what pacifist mode does, that one will really change the experience of the game. I did not turn this on at all. But this one sets it so the enemies don't attack you, minus bosses. Bosses will absolutely attack you. Just regular enemies out in the level as you're traversing and exploring will not attack you unless you attack them first. So that kind of helps with your exploration. Let's say you can just kind of take your mind off, I don't have to do combat. I can just do exploration if you're having a tough time. I think it's all part of the mix, and I like the combat and the exploration all at the same time. That's why I didn't turn that on. The second setting is an extra health bubble. And what that means is when you stand still long enough, about 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, something like that, you'll regenerate an extra health bubble that wasn't part of your health before. And that will allow you to explore a little bit or retry a platforming challenge. If you are familiar with Ori in the Blind Forest, or the other Ori, you might remember some very complicated and challenging yet rewarding platforming sections, just extended platforming sections. MIO can stay up in the air. After you hit someone, you kind of resets your double jump. So you can hit someone, you can jump, do a double jump, hit somebody, you can do another jump. You also have the ability to like whiplash out to something and zip right to it. So like a grappling hook. So you have like a grappling hook move. That kind of shares energy with some of your other moves. So there are ways that you can reset your energy mid-air to keep yourself airborne for a very long period of time. And you need to do that for some of these platforming sections. And they're hard, but they're doable. And it just feels so good. It's really well done, these sections, and just very rewarding once you pull them off. However, this extra health bubble will allow you to not take damage while you're learning the pathways and figuring out the timing and how you keep yourself afloat and navigate these puzzles. Instead of, I constantly lose health. Now I need to run back, get through everything I had already done before to get to the point where now I'm able to start learning again on how to get through this section. That's very frustrating for someone who's really struggling with it. So you can turn on this extra health bubble. I turned that on about, I guess 3/4 through the game. I was like, you know what? I hate running back to this. And I was on some really extended platforming challenges kind of later in the game. There's one where it must be like 2 minutes, maybe, kind of keeping yourself afloat in the air, like as you're navigating this movement type area. And it feels like 2 minutes that you're keeping yourself afloat and just using all kinds of tricks to get yourself from this place to this place without taking damage. So I use that to kind of help me with that. It eases the pain of the run back. And then the third setting that most people will probably require, if you're not, a Metroidvania expert, are corrupted bosses. This is like in Hades, where every time you die, you get stronger. Except in this game, it's only the bosses that affects. If you die to a regular guy, nothing happens. But if you die to a boss, it says the boss gets weaker. And then every time you run back, the boss gets weaker. The boss gets weaker until eventually you can really see that like every hit you hit on the boss is now worth a lot more. And hopefully that will decrease the challenge if you're having a lot of difficulty with one particular boss. The nice thing is it doesn't decrease the difficulty of every boss, just the current one that you're dying to. So it doesn't put the game on easy mode, it just kind of allows you to get better and do more damage against one particular boss, so you can get past that challenge and then move on and hopefully enjoy your experience with the next boss, figuring out the puzzle that is that boss. So I started using corrupted bosses right from the start, because the first boss killed me, I don't know, 8 times, something like that, 8-10 times. Because I was just, I don't think I had leveled up enough yet. So maybe I was taking it on a little bit too early, or maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. So I started using corrupted bosses. And I left that on the entire time. There will be some power-ups you can pick up in the game if you don't turn these settings on, that basically do the exact same thing as these settings. There's just no penalty for it. You don't have to use energy to equip these. You can just turn them on in the accessibility options if you want to. So if you're worried that the game's going to be too difficult, maybe look at those accessibility options and see if that changes your mind. The game starts off and you're basically exploring. You're trying to figure out what's going on. When you die, your position on the map, there is no map initially. You're running around, you're exploring. That's kind of a bummer. I want to let you know you eventually get access to a map. It doesn't take that long. Every time you die, the currency resource you've been carrying kind of disperses and gets picked up in this one area of the game. It slowly starts to fill this pool, which regenerates this character, who eventually gives you your map. It probably takes 20 minutes, half an hour at the most before you get a map. That's when really you can explore efficiently, because some of the areas do look a little bit similar. So if you get lost easily, well, now the map will be there and it'll help, and it'll really open up exploration, making sure you get to everything. Once again, one of the highlights, challenging boss battles, challenging platforming sections, sneaky level design. I remember playing Tunic, and there were some levels in Tunic where I swear I ran by this rock like 10, 15 times. And then I got to an area that's farther away, and I was like, oh, let me go through this little section. And guess where I pop out? I pop out right behind that rock that I've run by 10 or 15 times, not knowing that there was a secret pathway there that would get me to this other area that I will eventually need later in the game. Well, this game does that very well too. They hide sneaky pathways and just really sneaky ways that the rooms connect to one another that maybe you don't see unless you're looking very carefully, or maybe you're off to the side, someone else is playing, and you'd be like, oh, hey, what's that? I just thought they did a really good job, and it feels really good when you find those shortcuts and you're like, oh man, I can actually get down here because I know that I can slip this little area. This thing that I would always jump over. Well, if I don't jump over and I walk towards it, oh, look at that. There's a gap in the floor. So it's very rewarding to find those. It feels good when you find them. Hopefully you don't feel too dumb when you stumble across them. It feels really good. There's fast travel. You'll eventually unlock the ability to do fast travel. I feel like I've been talking for a little while, so I'm going to kind of round it out here. The game gives you an energy-based system, a lot like Hollow Knight, or the second Ori game, Will of the Wisps, where you have a certain resource of energy, and you can put in little power-ups that will help you out. One is to allow you to see your health bar, see the health bar of enemies, to use these little healing stations at no cost. They'll refill your entire health, at no cost. Normally, if you don't have that slotted, you're going to have to pay like 10 resources or whatever to refill your health. One of the things I should mention, I didn't mention earlier in other places, is the story is going to cause you to lose health bubbles as you progress through the game. So let's say you've just earned, and you've upgraded and you've done things to increase your health. Eventually in the game, they're going to start taking your health away again. So you're going to have to increase your health as you go along in order to maintain a consistent 4 health bubbles or 3 health bubbles. So just know you're going to have to do that. It feels a little cheap. I didn't love that. I don't know why they really need to do that, but just so you're aware, that is the thing that's going to happen. I don't want you to go in there and be like, why didn't you tell me? So you have this energy-based system where you can slot in these different upgrades, and you're going to have to make trade-offs. You may find yourself saying, you know what, I don't need these when I'm exploring, but I absolutely need these particular augments for when I go to do a boss fight. So you might find yourself swapping them out right before you do a boss fight. I definitely had some things that I would cycle through. Some bosses are weaker to other attacks, so they might be really weak to your your chain shot, where you just zip up to them and you smash them. So you might want to pick augments that make that stronger, for instance. There are at least 2 endings to the game. As you're playing just through and you get to kind of like what is the natural ending, that's not the best ending. But if you keep exploring, there is kind of a world puzzle where you can move the world a little bit, and that allows you to get to a new area that you weren't able to access previously. When you do that and you just follow that through naturally, you'll get to the second ending. I don't know how people figured that out initially. I ended up having to look online because I was just not grokking it. Like, it just wasn't making sense to me. I had to look that up online. But when the game first came out, there were no maps. There was nothing to help you. I should mention that this game doesn't do a good job of helping you clean up after the fact. It won't tell you, oh, you have this many items in this area or anything like that. They won't put things for you on the map. Like if you pass a power up and you can't quite get to it yet, they don't put it on the map for you. They allow you to put a little marker there, but they will not keep track of that for you. And there are a lot of videos out now that will show you the locations of all the power-ups. And that's probably what most people are going to use to go and clean up after the fact. Hopefully, I know they're still patching this game. They're still putting in new things and figuring stuff out. Hopefully they'll add something that makes that a little bit more easy, because while I've finished the game now, I still have to go back and pick up more power-ups and these other things to just kind of completely fill out my inventory. And then that will be the end of the game as far as the achievements go. I just don't really have a desire to go in and traverse this kind of massive world looking for, the 3 things that I'm missing out of 50 items, just to figure out where are the 3 that I missed. But that's kind of where I am with the game right now. It's just in cleanup mode. I think it's beautiful. I think if you like action platformers, you owe it to yourself to check this one out. But if you don't like challenges, if you don't like combat and somewhat challenging gameplay, maybe you want to sit this one out. But if you're a Metroidvania fan, I think you should check out MIO, Memories in Orbit.
So is there any way to know what you're missing, or you just have to kind of go back and figure it out on your own?
Well, yeah. Excuse me. You have an inventory screen that'll show you. Sorry, got a big cough. It'll show you a screen, and it'll have a slot for all the various power-ups that you could get. Okay. So if you see a gap, you can go follow that somewhere. And I think most of the guides that show you where things are go from left to right, top to bottom, so you can say, okay, well, position 4 or whatever is where this one's going to be. So gotcha. Those won't be hard to find for me. It's the things that allow you to increase your energy amount, that allows you to slot more things. So those upgrades are very generic, and it's going to be, oh, well, there's 50 of those in the world as well, and you need to go find all of them. So that's the part that I'm a little bit not excited about going back to do, is just following a guide to go get these things. But I should probably mention how long I played the game for. I've put a lot of time into the game because I just love the exploration. I've put in 46 hours, 47 hours, and I'm kind of done. Like, I don't really want to keep running around that world just to find these things. The TA estimate says 25 to 30. That is absolutely people using guides and people who have maybe really good, boss fight abilities, or probably also using the accessibility options from the start as well, just to make myself feel a little better.
Yeah, it looks like quite a few story achievements. Is that kind of what I'm seeing here, or is it kind of a good mix?
Yeah. There's a bunch of achievements for just killing, progressing, killing off, specific bosses will get you achievements. There is one achievement that might look like it is missable for killing a particular enemy before they can even attack you. That's a very basic enemy. Once you find out what that is, you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, it says, not this time. And the description is, defeat the terror of the ledge before it can attack. So I'm thinking this is this is a named boss or something, or like something really difficult. Well, no, it's not. It's one of the first enemies you run into the game that actually is annoying because when you're trying to get past them, they almost always hit you one time. And that's the achievement, is killing that person before they can hit you one time, which is very easy to do towards the end of the game, but not so easy to do at the very beginning of the game. Everything else, yeah, is collecting these things, finishing the game, buying all the items. That'd be a nice store one, but I've already done it.
There you go.
Yep. Completing this character's story, finding all the modifiers, finding all the coding components. Coding components are the way you increase your health. Finding old cores. Old cores are things you use along with modifier, or use those to allow you to slot more modifiers, that sort of thing. So yeah, nothing's missable in this game as far as I can tell.
Oh, that's good. I always enjoy when games do that. How would you rate it?
How would I rate it? I'm probably gonna go 4.
4 out of 5.
Which for me is a pretty good score. Because if a game is okay, I give it like a 3. If it's got something that makes it annoying, it's like a 2.5. If it was a little bit better than it needed to be, that's a 3.5. If it's a good game, that's a 4. If it's a really good game, that's a 4.5. If it's an amazing game, I'll give it a 5. So I don't have very many 5s.
Yeah. Well, nice. Sounds like it's a good addition to Game Pass. So check that out for those who are interested. That's MIO Memories in Orbit. Koosh said he put 47 hours so far into it. Looks like estimates put it around 25 to 30-ish. I guess if you're going straight for the achievements and everything. So
yeah, if you're following guides, and I hate doing that. I really can't imagine people knocking this thing out in 25 hours without a guide. That's insane to me. But whatever. There's some savants out there, and maybe I'm just old and bad at games.
That's not true. But yeah, I think, let's see. So you've had about 8,000 people starting it, 357 completing it. So I'm sure it probably got a little bit more than usual because of the Game Pass bump, but it still seems kind of low to me. But
I guarantee you, it's got a bump from Game Pass, but it's worth it. I think it's got a 3.92 from 56 votes.
All right. Well, I am going to be talking about Far Cry 6 this week. This is a Ubisoft game for those who are uninitiated with the Far Cry series. It's developed by Ubisoft Toronto. Came out in 2021. They haven't had a Far Cry game come out since then, although they are talking about doing, with Ubisoft's stuff we've talked about in the past. They're looking at doing some kind of, what'd you call it, live service or whatever it's called. I don't play a lot of those games, but they're looking at doing some kind of live service treatment with it. So maybe we'll see something in the future. I hope not. But this one is the sequel to the Pastor one. That was Far Cry 5. Overall, I would say that this one is a step down for me from the Far Cry 5. I think Far Cry 5 might have been my favorite in the series, followed by 3. This one just continues to suffer from that Ubisoft bloat, and I know you're probably tired of hearing for that because I say that a lot, but I like open world games, and unfortunately they make a lot of them, so I play a lot of them. And my co-op partner said there was some boosting stuff in here that we could do, and so it ended up getting the gold edition, I think, down to that $25 price. If it's less than $25 for the Ubisoft game with all the DLC and everything that comes with it, that's when I usually bite on it. So this one has you play as a character named Danny. You can choose if you want to be a guy or a girl. You start out on a fictional island called Yara. It's kind of like a Puerto Rico, stuff like that. A couple little islands around there that you'll explore and everything, with one central government and everything. The bad guy is played by Giancarlo Esposito, so you kind of got a good bad guy, but unfortunately the performance is wasted because you just don't see enough of him, in my opinion. Especially when they bring in a big name actor to play a character, you would want him to be in the story a little bit more. I don't know if you feel the same way, Koosh, at all with that, but it seems like when you're spending that money to bring him in, you want to have him front and center often.
Oh yeah, that kind of sucks. No, I do like when they have when they use them well. Like I'm playing Rock A City.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that thing is just filled with like B and C level talent. It's funny. But who is it that's in six? It's for you for Far Cry 6. Who is it? It's
oh, it's Giancarlo Esposito.
yeah, he's a good actor, so I like him. And you say they didn't use him well, so that's a little bit sad.
I mean, that's a lot of the reviews I've read after I finished the game, and people's opinions as I've kind of read on different forums or stuff said that they just kind of underutilized him in the game, which it is. Like he's not like he is in the game, but he's not as prominent as I think he should have been just because of the name and his acting ability and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested to see if listeners feel the same way about having some kind of big time actor or something just kind of be in there just kind of for show and not really. I mean, he wasn't going to be the main character anyways, but still, I think it would have been better to have some kind of more push and pull type thing with the main character that you do play. But yeah, so he's the dictator. He plays the dictator of this these islands, and obviously he's doing dictator stuff, and you're trying to stop him. Is basically the main premise boiled down in a nutshell. The game has like I said, it has a few little islands, kind of a main island area, and then that's split up into different regions. After the prologue part, you kind of start with get entrenched into the revolution that's trying to overthrow the dictator, and the person leading the revolution wants you to make contact with different people, which are divided up into the different areas on the islands. And so you'll just do story missions for them to gain their trust, basically get them to join the main revolution that's causing it, and you'll just keep working towards that until you get to the end of the game. So that's pretty much similar to a lot of the other Far Cry games out there. Not a lot of invention in that, or innovation, excuse me. It's kind of doing innovation and invention in the same word there. Ugh. But anyway, so going on to achievements. A lot of story related achievements, and really only one missable that I want to highlight. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight. Once you get kind of through the first part of the game, you'll have free roam will more open up, and you can kind of do things when you want. Like typical open world games, if you try to go into certain areas, you might be a little under leveled. So stick to the levels that are decent, but you can play on any game mode. So if you want to do easy, medium, hard, you can do whatever you want to do. There's no achievement for anything like that in the end game. So, but the Hidden in Plain Sight achievement has you escaping to Miami for a secret ending. And so you need to do that before the end of the game, because once the end of the game and you do the final cutscene, I guess you can't go get that achievement. So you want to make sure you're doing that. I just did that right at the beginning just to knock it out. And then it'll roll the credits, and then you'll just go back to where you started or where you ended from on the last game.
That's kind of like Far Cry 4, right? Where you could end the game by just letting him do his thing. Like the guy walks away from the phone for a little bit. He walks away, take a phone call, and you wait long enough, then you get an ending.
I kind of remember that. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Did you get an achievement for that? I don't remember.
Yes,
that.
you absolutely get an achievement for that.
Oh yeah. So I guess they brought it back then. I totally forgot about that. That's how memorable these games are for me. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of this is just miscellaneous achievements that you can get on your way. Like a lot of the recent Far Cry games, you have bases that you have to take over. So there's an achievement for completing taking over all the bases. There's an achievement for getting up to a certain level, which you should easily get by the time if you're doing all the story missions, all the bases, capturing bases. There's checkpoints throughout the levels that you could take over. You'll just get XP for all of this stuff. I mean, I was way over leveled by the time I got to the end of the game, so there's no worry about that at all. One one that I thought was kind of fun was they have a achievement called Joss and Brody, which is taking out a shark with an explosion. So that was kind of fun. Achievement art's pretty fun with that one. But yeah, you'll have some story missions that you'll get once you get to the end of the story for a particular area, and you recruit the people that you need to recruit to continue on with the story. You'll get an achievement for that kind of stuff. A lot of it's just the typical Ubisoft Far Cry achievement list where you'll have some miscellaneous stuff, you'll have some story stuff, you'll have some taking over a base in a certain way, taking, doing certain things to the soldiers, certain things like that. So nothing that really stands out that's difficult. Like I said, you can play on the easy difficulty if you want to, which is what I did. I just did the story mode and just had fun with that. There is an achievement for capturing a base with a partner, and that can obviously, I guess you can miss that if you just completely take over every single base. But some of the bases in the end game do open up, so you might be able to get that at that point, but I don't know for sure. So once I opened it up, I just waited till my friend, my co-op partner, just started playing the game, and once he got to that point, I made sure to get that done before I got the achievement for doing all the bases and everything. But yeah, overall, the list will probably take you about 60-ish hours to do, maybe 50 to 60 in there. Some of the new things that they bring in that I don't think that I saw that I remember in Game 5, once you finish the main story, it starts a new mode called Insurgency Mode, and that's where a certain region of the game will kind of be taken back from you clearing it out by taking the bases and doing the story missions to take over that area from the dictator. So this insurgency mode will take over a certain amount of area. So even if you have all the bases and checkpoints done in that area, it'll revert them back to being enemy bases and enemy checkpoints and all that stuff. And you have to do a certain amount of missions, which is usually like one or two, not very much, in that area by retaking the base, retaking checkpoints, doing a small story mission. And then once you do that, you'll kind of open up, okay, well, who's the character that took it over? Oh, it's this person. So now you need to go and kill that person, and you have to do that 3 times. So you have to do it uh, you have to do it 3 times to get the achievement. The insurgency missions last for one full week. So you'll have to wait about 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how you time it. If you tried to doing everything on the last day, and then you could do the second week and third week pretty quickly, you could get that done. But it is real time week, so you'll have to wait a full week to get everything done. Um, so that's a little bit of a pain once you get to the end game, but it is a little bit different than the other Far Cry games out there. There's collectible achievements as well. Nothing hard. There's plenty of guides out there if you're looking for that kind of stuff. They show up on the map once you get close, so you can always do that. And there's a good guide in there, a good guide in game where you can kind of see, okay, I've got this one, or I'm missing this one, or whatever. So you can kind of see either how to unlock it, or some of them even have a general area where you could look for them and everything. So not too bad. Another mode they put in are called special operations, and these are just little story modes where you have to uh, kill a specific person to get a key card, and the key card opens up this kind of device that you need to carry back to the beginning of the mission. And the device will overheat in the sun, and so you need to stay in the shade or cool it off with water on your way back. I think there's like 5 or 6 of those maps. Actually, let me think. I think there's 6 or 7 actually of those missions available. No meme from us on that though. But there's some of those missions you need to do on mastery level 3, and this is where it starts to kind of drag on for me on the game, because the base game was fine. If they would have left it at the 50, 60 hours, I think it would have been great. But they decided to tack on these special operations where you had to beat each mission on normal, then mastery level 1, mastery level 2, and mastery level 3 to get the achievement for beating it on mastery level 3. You can't just jump right into mastery level 3 unless you have a friend that has already beaten all those missions up to mastery level 3, or is on mastery level 2 and can load up on mastery level 3. So that kind of sucks that you have to kind of redo them. They're not long. They're like 15-ish minutes, but it just sucks when you have to keep doing, okay, I beat it on normal. Now I need to go to mastery level 1. Okay, now I did that. Now I need to go to the next one, the next one. Then, okay, I got that achievement. Now I need to go to the next map and do all of these stuff. So they decided to add that stuff in, and it was not very fun. So let's move on to the DLC, which I think is a sore spot for this game. They kind of brought back the last three main villains. So Far Cry 3 had Voss, Far Cry 4 had Pagan, Far Cry 5 had Joseph. And they brought back these bosses where you could kind of play in their mind. And you have to do three objectives to escape from their mind. And it's kind of like a roguelite type game mode, I guess you could call it, because if you die, you lose everything. And if you kill people, you do missions or whatever, activity in the on the map, you'll get money and other forms of currency to get abilities that will stay with you through your next run and everything. So those all have their own special achievements. They're not difficult, but it's just they add some things in there that are not fun. And if you ever do them, I think they just kind of extend the game out instead of really add much to the Far Cry game. But yeah, so each one has their own DLC pack. They're all part of the season pass if you want to get that. These ones you will have to do on certain difficulties to get achievements. Each of them want you to escape on the highest difficulty. So you'll start out on the lowest difficulty, and you can jump into the highest difficulty you want, but you're probably not going to survive very long. But you can just kind of do a brief run on the normal difficulty. There's collectible ones in each of those three DLC packs. So I just kind of went in through each one, learned the map, got all the collectibles done, and then started bumping my difficulty up until I got to the last one and got the experience, and then used the money that I earned in that, which is titled differently in each one, but use that to get the specific achievements that require you to shop, which would have been, again, nice to to get in this month, but I ended up doing it last month, I think, for most of it. But yeah, that's kind of there is one other DLC called Lost Between Worlds. It's not connected with any kind of Far Cry stuff before, and again, it's a little bit of a different mode. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of a little bit alien or sci-fi in nature, and it has you kind of going where you can go depending on what door. You'll fight through these little levels, and then you'll get to like an orange or a purple door, and depending on what door you get in will take you to a different level. So if you choose the purple door, it'll take you to a level, but then if you choose the orange door, it'll take you to another level, and then it branches out, and there's a map in the game that shows you how to get to all of the different levels, all the different endings which you need to get to. It doesn't take that long. It's like a 4-hour DLC to finish, but it's just, I don't know. Again, all of the DLCs in total, I didn't really like. So that's kind of Far Cry 6 in a nutshell. It's not a bad series. It's on Game Pass right now without the DLC, obviously. I think if you're a fan of the series, you'll probably like the playthrough. I don't think it's going to get any kind of new fans on there, but it's still got quite a bit of starters on TA. It's got about almost 350,000, so I'd probably put it towards the top there of started games on TA. Quite a few people have finished it. It's over 2,000 finished there. Total playtime for me was over 80 hours for everything. And yeah, that's Far Cry 6.
Yeah, I was looking up Far Cry 4 to see if that was actually an achievement. I swear, not to take away from Far Cry 6, but I could have sworn that was an achievement. Like, why else would I do that? But I don't see an achievement that specifically says, it was for doing this. So anyone that remembers for sure should speak up and tell me where I'm wrong. But I just hate leaving people just yelling at the podcast when I get something a little bit wrong or completely wrong. But why else would I do that? So I know I did that for a reason, and I thought it was for an achievement, but I'm not seeing something that makes it clear that is what you need to do to get the achievement. So I don't know. It sounded very similar.
Yeah,
it sounded very similar to what you're saying with 6, though.
I feel like I remember doing that, but maybe I just did it for kicks and giggles, kind of thing.
Maybe, but who's got time for kicks and giggles when you're playing an 80-hour game or a 60-hour game? You're talking about 4.
That's true. Yeah, I was kind of looking at it as you were talking. I was surprised. I thought Ubisoft Toronto would have done more games, but they've only done 4 games. They've done Splinter Cell Blacklist, Starlink Battle for Atlas, Watchdog Legions, and Far Cry 6. So other than Blacklist, the other 3 I don't think are very well regarded. I'm kind of
I was going to say, I don't think they were amazing. I like Starlink. I need to go back and finish that because I like, shoot 'em ups. And that was kind of like an actiony type game. I liked that one. I need to go back and play it some more. But yeah, it wasn't that resume wasn't blowing me away.
No, it's not. And I'm kind of looking through Far Cry 4 right now. I'm not really seeing that. So maybe just we did it for fun, but because would have been like a 5 second thing, or maybe I watched a video on it or something. I don't know, but
if someone remembers, tell me, because I don't know why I did that.
yeah,
Like why I wasted time. I mean, that was a younger me when I had much more time, but
much
still.
more. Yeah, when you didn't just dream about playing RPGs and you actually played RPGs.
Yeah, it's just an RPG though. This feels more like a first person.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. It's more a shooter.
Yeah.
Anyways, we talked about MIO, Memories in Orbit, and Far Cry 6, two vastly different games. Check those out if you are interested in that. What do you got for Game Pass coming?
Oh boy, we got some Game Pass news. Let's see. So we have coming back to Game Pass February 17th, which will already be in the past by the time you listen to this. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. That's got, I think, 2 DLCs now that you have to pay for. Those are not included in Game Pass.
Yes, 2 DLCs now.
Yeah. Avowed came back, and that is a 60 to 80 hour. They, as I'm reading today, they fixed the unobtainable.
Finally.
Yeah. So the platinum achievement for getting all the achievements, I believe, is the one that was bugged, is now fixed. So you should be seeing those completion numbers going up. Aerial Knights Drop Shot. I don't know too much about this one. It's brand new to Game Pass, so it's a day one Game Pass. It is on Ultimate and PC Game Pass, and it is a 2 to 4 hour game based on people completing it on the day it came out. So it's kind of crazy. I really don't know too much about it. I think it's kind of first person, but it's weird. You gotta check it out. February 19th, Death Howl. This is, I believe, a day one game. Game Pass Ultimate Premium and PC Game Pass. It's a strategy turn-based. I believe it's card-based as well, but I'm not going to place any bets on that. There's EA Sports College Football 26 to Game Pass Ultimates, and this is a sports and American football game. Just let you know that TA.
There you go.
American football.
Specific.
Yes. And it's a 5 to 6 hour completion. I was tempted. I have quickly said no. The Witcher 3 is back. This is the complete edition. So it's a ton of game for you. It's an action RPG role-playing open world game. It's 150 to 200 hours. Oh my gosh. But by all regards, it's an amazing game. So if you like that, why haven't you played it already? He said to himself. February 24th, we have TCG Card Shop Simulator, trading card game card shop simulator. And that is Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Premium. I believe that's a day one. Well, it's day one on Xbox. I think that game's been out on Steam for a while. February 25th, Dice a Million, Game Pass Ultimate, and PC Game Pass. I don't know too much about this at all. And February 26th, Towerborn. Fantastic. Beat 'em up. And this is a Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Premium. Now has achievements. And then looking forward to March, we have Final Fantasy III. Never heard of it. Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Premium. Role-playing turn-based, and it's a 15 to 20 hour estimate. And then also Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is Game Pass Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Premium. That is an action RPG role-playing open world game that is 167 and a half to 212 hour estimate. What's going away?
All right. Well, we got some going away. Not too terrible of a month, I think. Leaving. These are all leaving on. You have February 15th here on the dock, but I believe it's
the end of the month. Yeah.
All right. We've got Expeditions, a Mud Runner game on Ultimate. All the stuff. It's a sim automobile open world, 60 to 80 hours. I believe when I checked on the forums recently, they did patch the glitch that kind of helped speed things along. So you'll have to get through all of the. I think there was one where you could join a game or something, an online game with someone who had the ones for completing the areas in the different parts of the map. I don't know too much about it. I looked it up one time a long time ago when it was rampant going through TA, and that shaved many hours off the game. But I think they patched it since then, so you can't do that anymore.
I've always wanted to play one of these, and I just haven't gotten into one. hope there's one that's like the one to get into for the first time.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same way. Like
Yeah.
I want to do it too, but I haven't done it yet. Some of
If they
these,
put out one that's like a 10-hour completion, the one for me.
yeah. So that's the first one there. Injustice 2 on console and Windows, which they have different stacks, correct?
They have different stacks and they are not cross play. So you have to find a set of friends for each one of them if you want to do the online.
So you'll have some DLC in that. That'll bring up the gamer score a little bit more. Both of those are leaving. Sad for me that Middle Earth Shadow of War is leaving. That one also has DLC that'll increase your gamer score, and that one is a 70-ish hour completion with all of it. A lot of fun, though, and they frequently go on sale together, bundled both of the games with DLCs and everything for really cheap. So
super cheap. Like, why is that sad for you? It's like $7 right now. You can buy that for $7.
Yeah.
So,
it was. I don't. Is it still on sale for that amount? I know.
Probably not, but it will be again for $7 for that awesome game. So
yeah. And the last one is Monster Train. I don't know too much about this, but it's roguelite strategy, tower defense,
collectible card game,
card game, 40 to 50 hours. So I don't think it's that bad of a leaving this for this last half, but.
No. Something quick to note about Injustice 2. If you feel like you're going to start that, a large part of that grind is RNG, because there is one achievement that you have to get a particular drop to fall for Catwoman, and that is one of her abilities. So there's this there's the system that you can do where you can go do these challenges, and at the very end of those challenges, you'll get lock boxes, and you open the lock box, and you have a chance of getting her special attack called Cat Scratch, I think it's called, something like that. And you need that for an achievement. If you don't have that ability, you can't get the achievement. So that's what, and it just takes a long time to get that because it's RNG. And of course, it's going to be the very last one. It's going to fall very late in the game for you. I actually got it on both stacks. I don't remember when. I think I just got it and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'll play this again later. But yeah, just so you know, there is a big RNG grind involved with that.
I remember seeing something about that really one time. But anything brag-worthy? I saw Gray Shark got to 3 million, so that's congratulations to him. That gamer score.
Nice. Congratulations.
I don't see much else. There is a I was kind of looking back on some of the brags, and Dish had bragged about completing Anno Mutadium. I don't know if you've heard this, but apparently if you just beat the game, you get all the achievements right now.
Yeah, there was a bug or something that was made some of the achievements not possible. So then they updated it so that if you completed the game, it would just give you these other ones. So I think all you have to do is complete the story and you get some freebies.
Yeah, like a lot of people are just kind of playing it on easy, getting to the end of the game and just popping everything. So
yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, it's been fun. This has been level 390 with the Koosh and Wild West 08. Until next time, guys, we will catch you later. See ya.
Bye-bye.